What's up, ballers? We are here with a video that I've been meaning to make for a long time and either have just not felt like making it or haven't had time to do so. So today we're going to be talking about why I ended up giving up on NBA Live Mobile. So to give you guys a little bit of backstory, I have played NBA Live Mobile pretty much longer than anybody else. I started playing the game like the day that it came out, not even when it came out in America, when it came out in Canada. So basically, you had to switch app stores, which used to be a lot more complicated. So switch app stores, made a video on how to switch app stores, and download the game. That got a bunch of views, so I was like, this game is fun. It's getting a lot of views. I'm going to make more videos on it. And NBA Live Mobile is really the game that built this channel. So I saw where it started. I saw when it was at its best. I saw when it was at its worst. And I've seen just about everything in between. I've been pretty away from the game for the last 2 to 3 months because I have been developing my other channel, playing games that I've actually enjoyed. But I enjoyed NBA Live Mobile for a long time. I saw it improve a lot. One of the best things about the game, in my opinion, was the auction house and the card system. I think that's why people liked it so much, is that it was a free auction house. Basically, even if you didn't have money, you could still make coins in the game. I think that's part of the beauty of what the game used to be. And so you could do that, and you could also buy stuff in the game. Now, coin sponsors arose because there was a pretty big gap in what EA would charge for packs and players and what people felt like was really worth it, especially given like the quality of the stuff that they were receiving in game. And there was a time when I would actually spend money on the packs and players in the game because I felt like it was a good enough game that it was worth my money and people actually wanted to see the stuff. But the game continued to get worse and worse, and the prices continued to go up and up. And so I did end up taking on a coin sponsor, partially because I am a college student, and so being in college costs money. At the time, my only job, and still my only job, is making YouTube videos. So I made some money from ad revenue, but people kind of overestimate how much money you actually make as a YouTuber. And so having like an offer for people to actually sponsor my videos would allow me to actually be able to pay for college and still continue making videos. So I took out a coin sponsor. Lots of people were like, oh, you're a terrible, terrible person. Honestly, I think coin sponsors, they arose because the people playing the game were being treated unfairly. So although it was technically against the terms of service, at the same time, I felt like there needed to be something to balance out the system that was at hand. Maybe that's not for me to decide, but that's what happened. So obviously coming into NBA Live Mobile 18, we knew there were going to be changes. We came in, the game was very poorly developed. When the game first came out, I made a video on 100 things that were wrong with the game. And literally, they were all legitimate things. Like, that's how poorly the game was developed starting off the season. And so, we're starting off, we have this 35% auction house tax. And part of the reason the people love the game is because the auction house, the way that you can make coins without having to spend money. And with a 35% auction house tax, essentially, that's just communism. Like, they're taking away almost half of what you would earn from selling a card. It was literally impossible to make coins, and so the only way you could get good players is buying stuff from the store. So that being said, obviously, I was all that much more invested in coin sellers because I was like, there's no way I am giving you $100 for something that I, like, barely get anything back from. And so it came to a point where EA actually eliminated coin sellers from the game, and so even after that happened, I still played the game for a little while, but the longer I played the game, the longer I realized there's like no way to make coins unless you spend money on the game. If I don't have a sponsor, I don't have money to spend on cash, spend on packs, spend on all this stuff. So I was like, okay, well, what do I do? I'm not really enjoying the game. They haven't updated, like, legitimately since the initial launch of the game, which I believe was a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit longer. They have not updated the gameplay at all. They added alley-oops at the beginning of Season 1, and that was it. Like, there hasn't been any gameplay updates. There were actually times when the gameplay got worse. They made the gameplay more difficult, which didn't make any sense, because it was that much harder to get good cards. And so, like, having seen where the game came from, like, at the end of Season 1, it was a great game. There was so much stuff that you could grind for. You didn't need to spend money to have a good team. There were so many people that had amazing teams without spending a dime on the game, and that was part of the beauty of it. And just like coming from there and seeing how it's continually going downhill, 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 EA totally ignoring their content creators. Not just ignoring the people that have coin sponsors, they're ignoring the EA game changers. And so, like, looking at that, as somebody who used to be a game changer, I wasn't surprised by that because, like, the game hasn't changed. There are no game changers. Not even the developers are game changers because the game has stayed the same ever since the launch. And yes, there's been some difference in the content in the game, but it's been the same basketball gameplay. Like, there's no changes in style of gameplay. They haven't added new dribble moves, haven't added new dunks, haven't added anything that people have asked for. And so kept getting more discouraging and more discouraging and more discouraging. And I started playing a game called Rules of Survival. If you guys, probably just about anybody watching this video has heard of Fortnite. It is a battle royale style game. Basically what that means is a bunch of people jump into a map, try to find guns. The last person standing is the winner. And so Rules of Survival was the first mobile version of that style of gameplay. So I started playing it. Did kind of well on my other channel, and so I started building that up, started grinding on it, and actually met some content creators that I really liked, enjoyed making content with them. And so I keep doing that, and the channel started blowing up. I was gaining like over 1,000 subscribers per day. It's still getting relatively close to that, and I just enjoyed the games that I was playing a lot more than NBA Live Mobile. And so because of that, I was making less and less NBA Live Mobile videos, and I was excited when NBA 2K Mobile came out, but was still really, really enjoying making content over on the other channel, which is why I didn't make a ton of 2K Mobile videos. Not because I didn't enjoy the game, but because I enjoyed the other game more. And so, like, continuing through barely making NBA Live Mobile videos, I think I made one, like, 3 weeks ago, like, shopping spree, because I think coin sellers actually made a return. My coin sponsor kept on contacting me and would get mad at me because I wouldn't get back to him, because there are a couple different reasons that I didn't want to return to coin sellers. Coin sellers were part of the reason that the game, like, what happened to the game, EA essentially destroyed the auction house. It's no longer a free market. It's like a communist market. And so coin sellers were a factor in that. And I felt like me bringing a coin seller back into the game wasn't going to do anything to help the game. And also, I just didn't really want to make NBA Live Mobile content. Like, yes, I might be able to make a couple of extra dollars, but is it really worth it if I have to grind and play a game that I don't really want to play? And so, because of that, I did not end up taking a coin sponsor, which actually turned out to be a good thing. I think Buck is really the only person that's really stuck with NBA Live Mobile, and I think he's gotten just about every one of his accounts banned. I don't know if that's because of coin sellers. I heard something about like a league versus league hack that he exposed or promoted or something. But really just seeing the way that EA treats their content creators has made it so I have no desire to play NBA Live Mobile. Like, they ignore the content creators that they've specifically reached out to say, we want you to help us with the game. They don't want them to help with the game. They want them to help promote the game, and that's about the extent of it, which is sad to see, especially looking at all the other games that have interacted ever since I came from NBA Live Mobile. Like, I've only made, I've made 3 NBA 2K Mobile videos, and the creators of the game emailed me and, like, called me on the phone to ask what I thought of the game, what I felt like they could do better in the game, the future of the game, what they're going to put into the game. I made 3 videos for that. I've probably made upwards of 1,000 NBA Live Mobile videos. And, like, even when I was a game changer, they never asked what we thought was wrong with the game. They just kind of like, this is what's happening. Tell people that this is happening. And so we told people what was happening. That was part of the reason why I left the Game Changer program, is because I didn't feel like a game changer. And so seeing the direction NBA Live Mobile has gone is really hasn't made me regret at all the fact that I gave up on NBA Live Mobile 18. That isn't to say that I'll never play NBA Live Mobile again. If they have a big update, I'll probably check in, take a look at it. But just even going in, looking at the sets, going and looking at the store, like, okay, you need 3 gold players to get one of these tokens. You need 10 of these tokens to get one of these tokens. And then you need 7 of those different tokens to get a 94 overall player. So essentially, 70... You need 70 of those, and 70 is the minimum. Obviously, it's NBA Live Mobile. You're not going to get every single one that you need every single time. So probably being generous, we'll say 140 tokens. If we go on over to the store, the only coin pack in the store, I don't think it's even in this one. I think it's in the next one over in playoff moments. Only pack in the store, 140,000 coins. You get, essentially, since you can trade in 3 golds for one of those tokens, you get 4 tokens or 140,000 coins. Let me take a second, try to do the math. We're gonna, for all intensive purposes, we're gonna say you're gonna need 120 of those tokens to make my math easier. So you're gonna need to buy at least 30 of those packs. Yeah, you're gonna need to buy 30 of those packs to get that Dwight Howard. 30 times it's absurd. It's absurd. The amount of coins that you need to get one player in this game is like absolutely insane. And this is the only coin pack you can get. Like, there's no coin packs to get elite players. There's no coin packs to get anything good. All they've got is rep packs, which require an absurd amount of grinding. And it's just like, they don't listen to their content creators. They don't listen to their community. Like, even the bad developers that I've been in contact with do a better job of interacting with their content creators than EA has done with NBA Live Mobile. And it's just like, it's sad to see. It could change in the future. You never know. EA might make some radical changes and something crazy could happen and NBA Live Mobile could be great again. But based off what we've seen this season, essentially NBA Live Mobile was just the purpose that it served was to make money for NBA Live 18, because NBA Live 18 had all this money thrown at it and didn't make them any money because it still wasn't a good game. Even though on that one they actually did listen to their content creators, it just wasn't a good game, especially compared to NBA 2K, which wasn't considered to be that good this season either. So overall, there's, like, in my opinion, there's not a lot to be excited about in NBA Live Mobile, especially when you see how they treat their players and how they treat their content creators. And it's cool that they added this, but it was supposed to be added at the beginning of the season, and it took them, what, a solid 5, 6, 7 months to add it into the game. Something that was added at the very beginning of the season for Madden Mobile, and it's still, you got to play the game a buttload just to get a halfway decent thing. And I'm surprised they still have 248,000 active players. Those might not be active players. It might be less than that, but that's the reason, guys, that I kind of gave up on NBA Live Mobile and why I moved on to what I believe better things. I would recommend you guys do the same. I'm not going to tell you what games you should play, but there are so many games out there that are better than NBA Live Mobile that you guys should just give a try, because I feel like a lot of people just keep playing NBA Live Mobile because they're afraid to give up on it, when it's okay to give up on a game. Like, if a game is bad, don't keep playing it. Find better things. If you can't find a mobile game you like, go do something. Go shoot a basketball or something. I don't know. I don't want to tell you guys how to live your lives, but don't get hung up on a game just because you played it for a long time, just because you've invested time. Those are sunk costs. You can't get them back, but you can move on to better things. So that would be my recommendation for you guys that are sticking with it just because you don't want to give up on it. And obviously, there are probably still people that do enjoy the game. If you enjoy the game, keep playing the game by all means. But I would say I have moved on from NBA Live Mobile. I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. So let me know you guys' thoughts on the current state of the game and the future of the game. But that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, drop a thumbs up and subscribe. If you guys want to see NBA 2K mobile content, we're going to have a lot of that out on the channel. Pretty much anything basketball gaming related. We'll probably have NBA Live Mobile once in a while, but not very often. So hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.